Hello everyone, and welcome to Memory Matters for All Ages. I'm Janelle Nichols, representing the Gables of Hudson Assisted Living Residents. Happy New Year, our first program from the new year, and I was wondering, did you make some resolutions? And how many have you broken already? Well, today I think we've got a plan that we can present to you that might help you keep some of these resolutions. I'd like to welcome back to the program Catherine Kilpatrick, speech-language pathologist with over 40 years experience, author, speaker, and home health person that you work with, individuals.
Absolutely.
And Kathy, you have a plan that you want to share today for us.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit
Happy
about
New
this.
Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
I won't tell you how many resolutions I've broken so far. You know, it's only
All
been
right,
a few days into the new year.
That will be our
but
agreement.
It's all good, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and memory is a good thing. You know, usually this is the week that we devote to multitasking. And I thought it would be a really good idea to talk about the 7-Day Memory Fitness Plan,
Right.
which we've actually done some of those programs in a variety of settings.
Right.
And so that's kind of where we're going today. And we're going to give one thing for each day of the week. And before we get started, I want to, nothing is so much strengthened as by practice or weakened by neglect as memory.
Very good.
So here we go with a plan
There
to
we
help
go.
folks out.
Well, I think that we've talked before about this 7-day memory plan, which I love, but it's not like the old days where we were on a very strict schedule. We've talked about this before, where Monday was wash day, Tuesday was market day, and so on and so forth. The way we live just does not allow for that anymore. But this memory fitness plan might help get us on a path like that
Absolutely.
again. So tell us a little bit
Okay.
more about it.
So here's how the memory fitness plan works. And please go to the website. There's a lot of information on there on how to create it. So what we're going to do is each day of the week has something to concentrate on. So when I do my memory fitness talks, people will say, that's a lot of stuff that really pertains to our memory. And I go, okay, this is why we do this. On Monday, we're going to work on attitude. Attitude matters. So what words are coming out of your mouth? Creating the mindset. How many times have you said senior moment or some other verbiage that I won't repeat on TV and that connotates that there's nothing I can do about my memory, I'm getting older. And really, you know, research shows, and we talked about it in a previous program, that, you know, your life expectancy increases the more positive your attitude is toward aging. So every Monday, it's just going to be attitude day. So why don't you give a couple of quick suggestions?
Well, I would say get rid of the negative words, catch yourself and correct that. And then what my daughter and I, we've been working on a little project as far as looking at the positive. And one thing that has helped us is to create a gratitude list. When you start thinking, like I was telling you right before the show started, I had a day yesterday, nothing went right. Well, you need to look at what did go right, what you're thankful for, what you have. So a gratitude list.
Right. Change the channel of what's going on in your mind.
Everything,
Right.
yeah, change the focus, the whole focus of it.
Tuesday is paying attention. We talked about this last time. You got to pay attention for 5 to 10 seconds in order to remember. You know, go back and listen to the multitasking shows we've done, because it's the distractions that take us away from being able to remember what just happened a couple seconds ago. You know, research has shown if you just get distracted for a couple of seconds and you go back to what you're doing, you may not exactly remember where you were. So this is the Tuesday thing. So every Tuesday, you just try and hone in on your paying attention skills.
Again, referring back to what my daughter and I are working on a project, we give each other assignments each day. And one that we gave each other the other day was to take a walk in a familiar area, but to notice something of beauty that we had never noticed before. So I think slow the pace, be more observant, try to notice something that you haven't noticed before, and maybe do something new each day. Learn something new each day. Pick up a book, a puzzle, a news show, an article, a new newspaper, something different each day.
Give it your full focus.
That's right, your focus, your attention.
All right, Wednesday is lifestyle choices. what you eat, what you drink, how much you exercise, they are all going to promote better brain power. And the quality of your sleep also impacts your ability to pay attention and focus on things. So it's eating the good breakfast. And we're going to talk more about this in another session that we're doing. And make sure that you're getting hydrated. So these things can all impact. What's good for your heart is good for your brain. So, and we've heard that information over and over again.
Absolutely. And I don't think we're talking here about the number one resolution of almost all people universally, which is lose weight this year.
Right.
We're talking about healthy choices,
Right.
healthy snacks, put away the chips and grab the carrot sticks. And how that would affect us. Also, try to, I think, I'm not a big exerciser. Now, I do walk every morning. But I'm trying to add a few extra steps and get moving. Now, I will say I goofed the other day. I was going to run up to a store real quick. I needed something for supper, but it was 23 degrees, so I did hop in the car there. But I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better with that. But I'm trying to take a few extra steps, a little bit healthier choices
Right.
is what we're looking at.
Right.
Little things help.
Yeah. Thursday is on memory strategies. And often, we forget to use those memory props. I've had people say, well, you know what, I'm trying to use my brain so I don't write it down. Well, we live in the 21st century and stuff is going very quickly. And, they kind of go past us and we don't pay attention. And so we need to use those memory props. And it can be things like repeating information, writing it down, or visualizing it. So this morning, and this is kind of a funny thing, I teach memory classes, and I have a little clock that I use to kind of watch the timing on the show, and I went to where I normally keep it, and it's not there. And I thought, it hasn't been there since the last time we did a show. And so I'm going through my mind in terms of, okay, they would have let me know if I had left it in the studio. So I bet you that I cleaned out my car, which I have to do all the time because I do home health. You don't want to see my car. I am an organized person. And there it was in the bag by the side of the car, and it had been sitting there for an entire month. And but that visualization was extremely helpful in trying to say, okay, now where might I have put that? But we need to use those memory props. So Thursday could be your day to make sure that you are making note of things and finding out what things work. Maybe you're only working on your car keys or your remote controls. So what you want to do is then find a home for it and put it in the same place. So it'll be curious. I think I like where I had my clock last time because I could put it back in the car again. And I've got my Christmas decorations up. So I think I'm going to, use that memory prop and put it by the car. So if I call you the night before and ask you where it is, you'll know where it is. Yeah.
I'll tell you, you hit the two things in our house that we're always searching for, car keys and remote. And one of my resolutions is to get each of those in the same spot. And when I walk in, to put those keys in the same spot so that they're there in the morning when I need them. The other thing I'm working on is names. When I meet people, trying to get that name ingrained because I don't pay attention. That's one of my weak areas with names. Trying to maybe ask, oh, that's a pretty name, and are you named after someone? And how is that spelled? Is that a little unusual? To get that name in my brain. So absolutely, memory
Those are good
strategies.
tips because we're much better at names when we do that repetition factor.
Right,
so
that's right.
definitely.
All right.
Okay. Friday is socializing and connecting with others, and this is extremely important. And we don't realize how much until our lifestyle changes a little bit, and going into the homes of many older adults who maybe don't have the mobility, are unable to drive, and so forth. If they have a hearing loss, or visual, they can't continue that connection. And so what happens, it definitely is use it or lose it. And the cognitive stimulation from socialization is very, very important. Read the Blue Zone book by Dan Buettner, and it really talks about these countries where people have successful aging, many later years, and socialization, and it can be family, it can be friends. Not everybody can sit on the front porch or have, Sunday dinner together because we're scattered. scattered, but technology can also help it. And I've seen many of my families try and use Skype and things like that to be able to stay connected. So some suggestions there?
Well, I think one of the things that I was looking at, and I was chatting with my daughter about this too, is reconnecting with old friends. She has, of course, she's from this area originally, and then she's lived in New York City, she's lived in LA. She has friends everywhere, and trying to reconnect and pick up that phone for even 10 minutes, 10-minute conversation, it does the heart good. And that's a goal we each have for this new year, is trying to reconnect with old friends. Just a quick phone call.
Okay,
So,
great.
yeah.
We've got 2 other areas in the time we have left, and please go to the website, because the blog will have lots of links to very specific things about each one of these areas. Saturday is Challenge Your Brain. And I always use, as you know, the comment, what do you mean challenge your brain? I do puzzles and I do this and I do that. Challenge your brain means to get out of your box, set it up a notch. It's like how you feel when they change the layout in your grocery store. You're no longer on automatic pilot and you have to think. I know. But that's what you need to do. So give a quick couple of suggestions there.
Well, I think that one thing is to try to read something different, maybe a new newspaper, pick up something that you haven't read before.
Good idea.
You can always get online and read something. We get into habits and we grab the local paper, or we put the news on while we're cooking, and that's all we get. So try to branch out a little bit in your reading and your what's going on out there. Another thing is, I think if you have a talent or a hobby, perhaps you could offer your knowledge and teach. Volunteer at the school or teach. Even at an assisted living, they're always looking for activities for the seniors there. Maybe you have something to offer that you haven't thought about before. Yeah.
And so this is kind of a fun plan. So Sunday, it's creating the balance in your life. Sunday is supposed to be a day of rest, and with stress, your memory is not as good as it could be. So you want to try and do something relaxing. Unplug, put the electronic devices away for a short period of time. So you want to give us one quick one, and then we're going to tie it together.
I think if you're looking at Sunday as a day of rest or a day of unwinding and relaxation, don't leave out the laughter. Maybe watch something funny on TV. Maybe go to a funny movie. Lighten up. Enjoy.
Absolutely.
Don't take yourself quite so seriously.
Right. Sounds good. Okay, so the basis of this is Monday you do something, Tuesday you do something, so you don't have to think about them all at once. But here's the cool part about it. You're going to find out on Friday, when you start to say something negative because you've been working on attitude every Monday, that all of a sudden you slip into something more positive in what you are saying. And it takes about a month or so. Find a partner, somebody to do it with, so you can, like you're doing the stuff with your dog. Absolutely. And let me give you a quick little quote here. Start by doing what's necessary, then what's possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible. St. Francis of Assisi.
Very good. Kathy, so thank you so much. Folks, this plan works. I can't encourage you enough to watch at the end of the program for information on Kathy's website, the blog that she writes in conjunction with what we talk about each week on these programs. You can get more detailed information, and you can get the plan on this 7-day memory fitness plan, and it is excellent. I love it. Kathy, as usual, very, very practical. Thank you so much. Now, go and make it a great day.